Alright, what's up, guys? This is Edward from Red Dragon Studios. A little disclaimer. I've already done this entire tutorial, at least 4 times now, because either I have accidentally switched scenes during the making of the tutorial, or I've just completely messed it up completely and have had to restart it. So, um, real quick announcement. I'm sorry for not posting any videos for the month of February. I just been too busy working on other things, and I just never got around to making one. So now is the month of March. I've got 4 tutorials planned for you guys. One being something right now involving Fastlane. The other 3 are probably going to be WrestleMania themed. I know I've got one set up. A little flashback from WrestleMania 31. I think it's involving Trapcode Stroke. So make sure you have that plugin available and ready to go when we do that tutorial. But for now, let's get into this tutorial. So today we're going to be looking into the Fastlane particle streaks that I created for my package, and it involves 3 simple things. It involves a light emitter, Trapcode Particular, and Optical Flares. And these little add-on, these little three things alone pulls this effect off easily. Now, if you don't have Trapcode Particular, I strongly encourage you to try to go out and get it. If you don't have it, I would I encourage you to watch the tutorial anyway. It's got some great information for you. That way, later down the road, if you feel like you want to use Particular, more power to you. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started in here. I've already got the studio set up. I'm just kind of giving you guys a nice little sneak peek of how I do things in the studio, so you can see how this composition came to be. It's kind of a mess for me, but I like to work messy. We're gonna go into the tutorial section here though, and I've already got some things set up. We're gonna start with our emitter, okay? We're going to go into our emitter settings. Now, I've already set up a keyframe. Like I said, I've done this 4 times, and I'm just, I've set up a keyframe for the emitter to go from here to here. All right, so when we scrub through, it's already animated. Okay? Now, the reason why it's jetting out way off to the end here is because when we attach the particles to the light here, you don't want it to emit particles coming out from the end of the screen. You don't want that, okay? Set that to normal and hide it. So that's why it's jetting out that far from the screen. And then later, we're going to duplicate this emitter, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how to get like all these little tiny particles just zipping by the screen and looks all pretty and cool and whatnot. All right, so this is how I got the emitter set up. It's an easy animation. You just go from left to right, keyframe it. I've preset the color to about an orange. You can see I don't know if you can see the code on the screen, maybe not, but it's a nice bright orange color. All right, so now we've got that out of the way. Now we can get into the fun part. Trapcode Particular. Let me go ahead and reset it here. I'm going to go into the emitter settings. Okay. Now, as I said before, I have done this tutorial 4 times at this point, so it's very repetitive at this point. So we're going to set the particles per second to 2500, and then at some point later we can go back and make changes to it if need be. We're going to set the point to light. So as you can see it's already attached to the light. Now the velocity and emitter size parameters, all these are going to be set to 0 because we don't need them. They're nasty looking, and we're done with that. So we can close out the emitter and open up the particles. Now life per second, we're going to set at 0.5. And the reason being is because we want this little tail at the end here to just kind of fade away. So we're going to set, the sphere feather is going to be set at 90. Size, let's say 12.5. That's not right. That's better. All right. Opacity over life. Yeah, that's actually fine. Actually, we're good with that. And we're going to change that to the light emitter. So as you can see, it already changed it to a nice, that orange color that we're talking about. And if you want to know what this setting is, it's just the setting from high at birth to 0 to death. So it's straight incline. And you hit transfer mode to add. Screen. That's better. Color of life we can leave alone. Particle type, we're going to change this to streaklet. Okay? Now if I zoom in here, you can see how it's already kind of set up a nice small little streaklet going on. Well, that's what we want. That's what we're kind of looking for. So we're going to set the streaklet, like we're in the streaklet settings here. And if you can see, as I'm messing with the streak size, it's increasing the size of the streak. I'm going to leave it about there. And then when you set the no streaks, this basically tells After Effects how many streaks you want. I think setting it at 10 is perfect. Okay? So we're done with the particle. And as you can see, it's just a nice straight line. It's got some depth to it. Fix that. There we go. We're going to go into the physics settings. We're going to leave it at the air model. We're going to leave the gravity at 0, the physics time factor, leave it alone. Octave multipliers at 0. Octave scale is 0. And we're going to change the scale itself to about 120. Move with the win percent is left at 80%. And we're going to change the effect position. So as you can see, as I'm moving it upward, we're not going this far with it. It's kind of turbulating this effect. Let's say leaving it at 10 is pretty good, I guess. And then I can affect the scale if I wanted to, but we're not going to do that because that just looks gross and we don't want that. Matter of fact, it just looks plain ugly. So we're going to leave it at that. We've got the particles set up. We don't need to mess with this anymore. We can minimize that, and now we can open up our optical flare. So I don't have the flare set up at the moment, but we're going to go through it real quick. We're going to go to Video Copilot, Optical Flares, and we're going to make some changes real quick. So first off, we're going to set this to add and set the blender mode to transparent. That way you can at least see the flare as we're doing stuff. Positioning mode, we're going to change the source type to track lights. Okay, now as you can see, it's already preset it to the light fixture over here. We're going to change the name that it starts with to the letter E, so that way later down the line when we duplicate the project, or the emitter rather, emitter starts with the letter E. So no matter how many times we duplicate it, there's always going to be a flare at the front end of the streak. Make sense? I hope so. If I'm confusing you, I apologize. It's not my fault. Next, we're going to go into the options panel. And let me bring up another screen capture for you guys. That way you guys can see this. And just kind of increase the size here. Perfect. Alright, so this is where we're going to go and make some changes to our flare. Alright? Now, let's close this out for now. Go back to the original composition. Now, as you can see, if I go into the actual streak composition itself, there's little flares. These little flares are very bright and vibrant. There's no, like, anamorphic flares, right? This is the completed composition, by the way. That's kind of the look we're going for here. So let's open this back up. And we're going to go to our preset browser, go to Motion Graphics, and go to Streak Row. Now we're going to change the color to that nice, vibrant orange color that I've been talking about all freaking day. And then in here, all these irises, well, we're going to hide these because we don't need them. It's just going to cause more problems later down the line. And I am blind because I can't see down there. Okay. So while I am doing this, if I can find that one little tiny streak, it's fine. It's fine. Alright, it's fine. Trial and error. We got it. Good job, team. Alright, so now we got that set up. That's all done. We ain't got to worry about it anymore. Yada, yada, yada. Complete. Alright, so this is our completed streak. Okay? And if I do a RAM preview real quick, let me render that up real quick. We can actually see how fast it's going. Now, obviously, I can make that faster if I want. Simply by just bringing it down by about half. That looks a lot better. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better. Alright, so we're going to pause this real quick. Let's go into the optical flare. We're going to bring the scale down to about 70 and increase the brightness to 120. Or we can leave it at 12. That's fine too, I guess. 65. That's about right. Yeah, that's perfect. Alright. And then right here, we're going to bring this comp size down a little bit. And so now we've got our emitter, and we're going to rename this to emitter orange. Right? So now we're going to get ready to duplicate this. Now, when I duplicate this, I have to reanimate it. So, what we're going to do is we're going to hit Control D, and we're going to go back into the name, and we're going to rename it to emitter blue. Okay? And what we're going to do is change the light options and make it a nice blue color. That's not blue. That's like anamorphic color. It's auto-saving. Hold on. It's like a, what is it? Oh, wait. Never mind. Ignore me. It's alright. I got it. We figured this out. We've got it. That's why. Okay. So ignore me, whatever I just did. It's fine. It's fine. So, we've got this, alright? Now that we've duplicated it, the way to animate this is really hard because when I go into the streak settings, I don't even remember how I did this. It's just, you know, zoom, 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 and it's done. So I don't even remember how I did it, but we're going to go for it and have a go with it. So we're going to move the actual timeline here. So that way, as the orange is coming in, we're going to have the blue come in afterwards. And then we can bring this one back a little bit and bring it down. And then set up the keyframe. And then move this forward. Okay? So now, as you can see, we've kind of got this nice little animation going on right now. And then we're going to do the same thing again for the orange one. Duplicate it. And move this further into the timeline. That's not right. This isn't right, Cody! We're going to go back into the position. And, matter of fact, we can just delete that one keyframe. And just kind of move this up a little bit. Or actually, no, move it right here. And then move it over. So now we've got some more variation going on here. And then do the same thing for blue. So blue 2. Go to position. Delete this keyframe. And then just kind of... And if you want, you can actually go to the Z space. That's the Y space. Whoops. You can actually go into... There we go. You can go into Z space and actually set it further back. That way there's depth to it. So when we animate again, you can see that the streak is a lot smaller and because it's in the background. So it adds a little bit of depth to it. And then we keep doing this until we get to this completed model right here, which is basically what we're going after. Now, because this is a tutorial, I'm not going to do a whole bunch of streaks at once. I'm just showing you mainly how the effect is achieved. So, like, I can go back into it, and as I'm kind of looking into it a little more closely, you can see how there's a little bit of particles just kind of dissipating outward. Well, we don't want that. So what we need to do is go back into the particular settings, go into the emitter, and change the particles. Now, on my settings, I had it set to 11,000, which fixed it. Now, if you want, you can set yours down to about 9,500. It's fine. And then go back into the particle settings and change the life per second to 0.3. That makes these a lot shorter. That way they're just kind of zipping through, and it's a lot better. All right, and then as I'm zooming in and checking my work, there's no breaks in these little streaks. It looks perfect. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so that's how you do this. That's how you do these streaks, guys. If you want more information on how to achieve these streaks or how to make them better looking, like, you know, you can try to distort them a little bit. Like I've tried playing with it. Doesn't really help a whole lot, but you get what I mean. Feel free to add some comments in the comment below. Other than that, that's gonna do it for this tutorial, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll have another tutorial coming up shortly, probably within the next week. As I said, it's probably going to be in regards to WrestleMania 31, and it's going to involve Trapcode Stroke. Alright? So, until then, I'll catch you guys later. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Peace, guys. Hey, guys. Thanks again for watching. Listen, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more, leave a like and a comment, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button along with the bell at the top so you can receive notifications of new videos. Thanks for the support. I'll catch you later.